So in today's session, we'll see how to handle a window. So how to handle a window, we'll see in today's session. Suppose this is the page. Okay, this is the window where driver has access. So the driver has access only to this window. Now, when clicking on some link on this page, suppose I'm clicking on a link and this link is getting opened in a new window. That means in a new tab or in a new window. This is window one, and this is window two. So, like when you're clicking on some link or when you're doing some activity, this is getting opened in getting opened in new window. In a new window, the link is getting opened. So in that case, so the driver will not be able to access this window. The driver will not have the access to this particular window. To the new window, the driver will not have access directly. So we have to ask the driver to switch from this window to this window and do the action whatever it wants to do here, and then come back to the parent window. So this can be done like this. So first, there are two methods. There are two methods in Selenium. The first one is get window handle. Get window handle is a method which returns the ID of parent window. So this is the parent window. Okay. And this is the child window. Get to handle, it will return the ID of the parent window. That means it returns parent ID. Okay. So this will return parent ID. And the next method is get window handles, which is plural. Get window handles. Okay. This method will return the IDs of all the windows which are open. IDs of all the windows which are opened. Okay. It will return all the IDs. This method will return all the IDs. Okay. So including parent ID plus all the children ID. Children IDs. Okay. Get window handles will return all the IDs. Will return the IDs of the all windows, including the parent ID. It will return all the IDs. So once we get the ID, once we get the ID of the window, then we can switch to that particular window like this. Driver dot switch to dot. We are switching to that particular window. Switch to dot window of ID. Whatever ID we want. So to which window we want to switch, you can give that particular ID here. If you write this command, if you run this command, the driver now will switch to that particular window, and here you can you can do whatever you want, and then you can, once the action is done, you can close that particular window and come back to the parent window, or you can switch to the parent window. Like if you want to switch to the parent window, you can simply give driver dot switch to dot. You got the parent in ID right here. So get window handle will return the parent ID. So that you can use that particular ID, driver dot switch to dot window of parent ID. So if you give this command, it will return back to the parent ID. Or if you want to close it, you can use driver dot close. It will close that particular window. Okay. So this is how we handle two windows, multiple windows. We'll see with an example. And one more thing before going to that, there are two methods in Selenium. The first one is driver dot close. Close is one method, and driver dot quit. So these are the two different methods. So what is the difference between these two? Driver dot close will close the window, and driver dot quit also will close. But what is the main difference? Close will close only that particular window. Only that particular window. whichever is open. Okay, so that window only it will close. Whereas quit, it will close the entire driver activities. That means the complete driver will be quitted. That means suppose by using, so this is my parent window. So parent window, and this is the child window. Okay. So now I used, so driver access is currently on this window. Suppose driver got the access for this window by using switch to dot window of ID. So driver is currently accessing the child window. If I use driver dot close, now if I use driver dot close, okay, it will close only this particular window. It will close only that this particular window. This window will still be open. Sorry, did anybody ask something?
Nothing.
Okay. So if you use driver dot close, it will close only this particular window where the driver is currently having the access. Currently, the window has access to this child window. So when you use driver dot close, the current window will be closed. That means the child window will be closed. In other case, if see in that case, the parent window will still be available. Only the child window will be closed. Parent window will still be there. In the other case, if you use driver dot quit, you are using driver dot quit. In this case, all the windows will be closed. All the windows whichever are opened, whichever are open, everything. That means the complete driver itself will get closed. So all the windows, parent window, child window, and all the driver activities, everything will be closed. Okay. So that is the difference between driver dot close and driver dot quit. If you use driver dot close, the current window will be closed. Whereas if you use driver dot quit, complete thing will be closed. All the windows will be closed and all the driver related activities will be, driver session will be closed. So after using this quit, if you are trying to access anything, driver dot get or something, it will show an error saying that the session is closed. So that driver is no more in use. Okay. So here it will throw an error. Once you use quit, if you are trying to access the driver related things, it will throw an error. Session closed. That means the driver is closed. You cannot use the driver anymore. But after this driver dot close, so the current window only it is closed. The parent window is still alive. It is not closed. So you can still access the driver activities. Okay. So that is the main difference between driver dot close and driver dot quit. Now we will see how we can handle a window. So in Gmail page, we have seen an example, right? So in this Gmail homepage, if I click on this learn more, observe carefully, this learn more will be opened in a new tab. See, so this is opened in a new tab. Currently, the driver will be still on this page only. The driver has access only to this particular window. It will not directly go to the new window which is open. We have to switch the driver to that particular window by getting the ID of it. So that we will see how we can get. Okay. Okay, so we are currently on Gmail page. Once we are on Gmail page, we need to click on this link, learn more link. So let me inspect that element. This is the learn more link. Let me write the XPath for it. A tag whose text is equal to learn more. Okay, so this is the XPath of it. We need to click on this one. Okay, before writing that click method, let us capture the parent ID. Okay, first we'll capture the parent ID. So string parent ID is equal to driver dot get window handle. Okay, singular method we need to use. Okay, it will return the parent ID. Okay, so now parent ID is available. It is in this in this variable parent ID. Now let us find that element and perform the click operation. Driver dot find element by dot XPath, and then this is the XPath. On this element, you need to perform the click. Okay. Once you perform the click, now you will multiple windows will be opened. That means to. So when you use get window handles method, plural method, it will return two IDs. One is the parent ID and the other one is the child ID. So two IDs it will be returning. So that two returns because in we need to capture it in a collection because in future if there are more than two elements, in that case we cannot use a singular one, so we need to use a collection here. So I'm going to use a set. Okay, set of type string. Okay, is it let me give a child ID is equal to driver dot get window handles. So this will return all the IDs of the windows which are opened. Okay, I am storing it in a set collection. Clear all of you? So get window handles will return the IDs of all the windows which are opened. For that reason, we are storing it in a collection. I am using the set collection here. Okay. Now in this child ID, it will contain the IDs of all the windows, including the parent ID. So now what I have to do, we can iterate through all these IDs. So I can use this for each loop. Let me take some X or something. Okay. Now I want to see if this ID is not equal to parent ID, then I want to do the action. So if this X is not equal to parent ID, then only I can switch to that. So if it is already a parent ID, no need to switch because the driver has already access to it. If it is not equal, because this get window handles, it will return all the IDs, including the parent ID. It will return the parent ID also. So if this collection uh, element is a parent ID, then no need to switch because we are already in the parent window. If it is a child ID, then only we need to use driver dot switch to dot uh, that particular child window. If it is a parent ID, no need to perform the switch, right? So that is why we are writing this condition. If the whatever the ID we got, if it is not equal to parent ID, that is the reason we use negation here. If it is not equal to parent ID, then we need to perform the switch. Driver dot switch to dot window dot whatever is the ID. So currently X is the ID. So we are switching to that particular window. Right, this is how we use the we switch to a particular window. Now we are in the child window. That means we are in this particular window. Now whatever action we want to perform on this, we can do that activity here. Okay, now this is the child window. In this window, if you want to perform, let's see what we can perform. Let me get the title of this one. Okay, let me get the title of this child window. I'll print that one, system.out.println. The title of the window is plus driver dot get title. For now, let me get the title. So let's see after that what and all we can do. So once it is done, Once I get the title, if I want to close, I can close this particular window. Okay, I can use driver dot close. It will close only that particular window which is opened. Okay, now the parent window will still be available because we are using the driver dot close. If you use driver dot quit, the browser, the session completely it will be closed. Okay, let me close this one and now run this program. So new tab is opened. It clicked on that, and it. So if you observe carefully, the tabs will be highlighted whenever it is getting switched. So now let me remove that particular driver dot close. I'll remove this for your understanding for now. So let me open it again. Whenever see till the new window is open, this tab will be highlighted. Once the see this window got highlighted and this got de-highlighted. So this is how it will switch from one to another. And here, after switching to the new window, it printed the title of the new window. So this is the title of the new window. And if you want to come back to the parent window, you can, so you already have this parent ID, right? You already captured it in one string. So if you want to come to the parent window after printing the title or after doing whatever action you want, as of now, I printed only the title. If you want to click on some other link here, so if you want to click, you can just inspect or so whatever you want, you can do on this page and come back to the main page. Okay. So now let me perform that click slash a text equal to use incognito mode. Okay. So this is the link. Let me copy it and perform the click after switching to that. So once I get the title, so driver dot find element by dot xpath. This is the xpath. And once you locate it, you want to perform the click on it. So perform the click. Okay. So whatever action you want to do on this child window, you can do it. And once you are done with this, if you want to close the child window, you can use driver dot close. Otherwise, if you still want the child window to be open and if you want to come to the parent window, you can simply use driver dot switch to dot window dot parent ID. Okay. So if you use this command, you will be now switched to the parent window. Okay, this is how you can perform the switching between the windows. Okay, let me run this one. See, it clicked on that, and again we came back to this main parent window. The parent window got highlighted. It clicked on that one. It clicked on that link. And again, we came back to this. Once it is clicked on use incognito mode, it came back to we switched to the parent window without closing the child window. Okay. This is how you can switch between two windows. If you have two windows, suppose in case if you have multiple windows, how you can handle. Okay. Let us see that one, how we can handle, because this is only here we have only two windows. This is how you can do it. In case if you have multiple windows open, in that case, how you can perform the switch between one and another window. Let's see some example for that. For this, let me take an example of Amazon or like click whatever we want, we can take it. Let me take this Tata Click website. Okay. So that website will look like this. Okay. This is the website. In this website, what I want to search is, I want to first get all the links which are available in this page. So once I get all the links which are available in this page, then I will try to open all the links. So all the links will be opened in a new tab. I want to open all the links in a new tabs. Once all the links are uh, opened in the new tabs, then I want to perform the switch among those child windows. So once I perform the switch and do the activity, whatever I want to do on that particular child window, and then I want to close that particular child window and come back to the parent window. Okay. So this is what I want to do. So now what I want to do, driver dot find elements by dot tag name. So with this tag name, what and all elements are available that I am getting. Once I get all those elements, I want to perform a filtration. So I will pass it to a stream. So this is a collection, right? This is a collection of web elements. So this collection, I am passing it to a stream. Once I pass it to a stream, I can now perform the filter. So what filter I want to do is X is such that X dot uh, get text dot is blank or is empty. Okay, that things I want to remove from the filter, so I will use the negation operator here. So if that link or if the display text is blank, then you filter out all those elements. That is what we are doing here. And once I get this done, these things, I want to map this one. I want to map this to X such that X dot get attribute of href. And then I'll tell you why I'm mapping to this one, and then finally collect it to collection. So collectors dot to list. Okay. So let me collect it in a list. So list of type string ali is equal to this one. Let me import list. Okay. Now here what we are doing is, first we are collecting all the web elements whose tag name is A. Okay. So whose tag name is A, we are collecting it. So driver dot find elements by dot tag name A. So this is the first task that we did. After this, we are passing it to a stream. This is a collection, right? So this will return all the web elements whose tag name is A. This collection, we are passing it to a stream. Okay. In order to apply the filters and maps or whatever we want. So once we apply it to a stream, then what we are doing, we are performing the filtration. So what we are filtering, X such that negation of if X dot get text, the display text it will return. X dot get text means the display text of this link. Okay. So if it is blank, get text, if it is blank, we are using this method is blank, then remove all these elements from that collection. If the blank, if there are, so we have seen one example, right? In Amazon, if anything, if the display text is blank, we have seen how to remove that from filters. The same thing I'm using here also. If the display text is blank, remove that elements from the collection. So once the filtration is done, I am doing a map. What is the map? X such that X dot get attribute of href. what here we are doing is, so web element, whatever web element we have, which are starting with a tag. A tag means definitely you will have an attribute called href, which will contain the link. So href is the main attribute which will contain the link that is to be opened whenever you perform the click operation. Whenever you perform a click operation, this particular link will be opened. This link will be available in the href attribute. So that is what I am doing here. I am getting here. I am getting all the links. So we are mapping. So instead of taking all the web elements, I am mapping the web elements with. So if suppose I have learn more is a display text. So for this learn more display text, there might be some link associated with it, right? Whenever you click on learn more, some link is getting opened. That link will be available in the href attribute of the anchor tag, right? So whenever we are getting some web element, I'm mapping it to that particular link, whatever is available. So this is how we are mapping. So to the web element, so instead of taking the web element, I am taking the href attribute value. So till here it is a web element. Till here it is a web element. After this mapping, I am mapping the web element with the href attribute value. Instead of taking this web element, complete web element, I am just taking the href attribute value by mapping it like this. Okay. So from here it will be a string. That means the href attribute value, which is a string. Now on this string, I am collecting it to a collection. So finally, I am collecting it to a collectors. Collectors dot to list. So finally collecting all these strings to a collector. So I have written list of type string. Li is equal to. If I don't use this if I don't use this map, then if I'm not using this map, then it will return the web elements. So I have to use, instead of string, I have to use web element. As I'm mapping this web elements to a string. So instead of collecting this complete web element, I just need the link. That's it. So whatever you get in this X, I am just taking X dot get attribute of href. Okay. This is how you can perform the map. That is how we use the streams in Selenium. Okay. So once we got all the links are available in this list. Okay. Now all the links are available in this list. What we have to do, we have to open all these links in new tabs. That's it, right? Our task will be done. Most of our task will be done. Now we collected all the links. These links we have to open in the new tabs. So for that, what we need to do is, let me iterate through these links. For each, let me say link in Li, what we have to do. So if you want to open a link in a new tab, you cannot directly do it with the driver. So what we have to do, we have to use the JavaScript executor. So I'll show it how we can do. So JavaScript executor, JE is equal to, let me convert this driver to JavaScript executor. Okay. Now we need to use the JavaScript executor here. So je.execute script of, here you need to write the command which you are going to run. Window.open of arguments of 0. So this is what you need to do. What is the arguments of 0? Link. In order to open this link in a new window, you need to run this command. So window.open of, what you need to open in a new window? This link, whatever you have collected, that link you want to open it in a new window. So this is the command which you need to execute. So you need to use a JavaScript executor here directly with the driver. We cannot open a new window and open that particular link. We need to use the JavaScript executor here. Okay, so this is how you can open a new the link in a new window. Okay, once it is opened in a new window, let's see. It will open all the links. So for now, till now, let us run this program and check if it is working fine or not. Okay, let me open this one. See, all the links got opened. So it is opening all the links in new windows, if you could see. Why we do this task is in order to check if the links are working fine or not in a particular web page. If all the links, whatever they are associated with the display text, if they are working fine or not, to check that test case, we do this window handles method. We use this window handles method. Now we want to check if all the links are working in this particular Tata Click home page. Whatever links are available, are they working fine? Are they getting navigated to the correct page or not? In order to do that, we use this method, get window handles method. So now we have opened all the windows. Now what is our task? Next task, we need to switch to these particular windows. We need to switch to these particular windows and check if they are working as expected or not. So for that, we need to use the get window handle method, and I use the iterate method or whatever looping thing we need, we can get all those things. So let me show the PPT. So here, if you are handling multiple windows, get window handles will return all the windows which are open, so that we are collecting in a set collection. So if you can use the iterator method, or if you want to use iterator, you can use, or if you want to use the for each loop, you can use. So the first window will be the parent. So we are collecting it in a string p is equal to it.next. So that will be a parent. Then from then, after the parent is done, then the remaining windows will be the children window. So that is why string c is equal to it.next. This we will iterate until we reach the end of the collection. Okay, this way we can do, we can use either iterator or we can use either loops, whatever we want, we can use it. Okay, now instead of opening this many windows, we will see, we will open at least 10 windows. So not all these windows we can open, we can get the title, we can do that, but still. Okay, so these are blank windows. So in order to check if all the links are working fine or not, we use this kind of methods. Okay, first we will try to open only 10 windows and check. So instead of opening all these windows, I'll try to open only 10 links. So I'll write int I is equal to 10, I less than 20, and I plus plus. Okay, so link dot get of I. Sorry, not this link, li dot get of I. Okay, we will open 10 windows in between, and then we will see if they are working fine or not. Let me close this one. No need to open all the windows. For our example, we will open only 10 windows. Let me run it again. Okay, these are the 10 windows that have been opened. Now what we will do is, we will give some time for the pages to load. Okay, so we'll ask the driver to wait. So I'll use thread.sleep for 5 seconds. Okay, for all these things to get loaded. New links, they have to load, right? It will take some time. So I'm using thread.sleep. Okay, so in order to wait for all the windows to open, I'll use this one. Now we can use the set collection, set of string with the child ID is equal to driver dot get window handles. It will return all the window IDs. Now, if you want to perform the switch, you can perform the switch by using the iterator or for each loop, whatever you want, you can use. So I'll use the comfortable one, which is for each loop. For each loop, here ID. Okay. If this ID is equal to parent ID. If ID dot equals of parent ID, then don't switch because we are already in the parent window. So do not switch. If it is other than the parent window, driver dot switch to dot window of ID. We are switching to that. And once we are switching, driver dot uh, get. So let me print something here. System dot out dot println. The title of the window is okay. Driver dot get type. And once it is done, let us close. Oh, so okay. For now, let us see how it will handle. Then we will perform the close operation. Why I'm using the set is because it will get the windows in a random order. So that is why we are using set. Set is an unordered collection, right? So that is why we are using the set here. So let me run this program now. How it is switching it between windows, you can observe properly. So it switched among the windows and printed the titles of this pages. What are the titles? So the title for one thing, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth one, it didn't print the title. Let's see why it is happening. It might be a blank thing or so this is a blank page. This is some XML file does not appear to have any style information. So this is some blank page. So that is why it didn't print the title for it. For other things, it printed the title. So this is how you can check if the links in a particular web page are working fine or not. If they are not working fine, this is the issue you may get. So in this way, you can check like that. And once you print the title, if you want to close that particular window, you can use driver.close. Okay. Or if you want to navigate to the parent window, you can navigate. So whatever you want to do, you can do it here. So let me rerun this program. See, once the task is done, the tabs are getting closed. Now currently you are in parent window. If you close all the child windows, obviously will be in, the driver will get access to the parent window only. So that is why no need, if you are using the driver dot close here, no need to again switch to your parent window, because if all the child windows are closed, obviously the driver will get access to the parent window. Okay, is it clear all of you? Any doubts in this one? How to switch between windows? Any doubts in this part?
Can you please explain program from starting to?
From here? Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
first we are till here. If you have any doubts, let me know. So driver dot get, we are getting this page, data click page. So once we are launched in the home page of this data click, first we are getting the parent ID, the ID of the parent window. Okay. So why we are getting the parent window here itself is, here we need to check if it is a parent window, no need to perform a switch, right? We are already in the parent window. No need to perform the switch if it is a parent window. So that is the reason why we need to capture this parent window at the beginning itself. So get window handle, it will return the parent ID, the ID of the parent window. Here we are doing a check. If already it is a parent ID, no need to perform the switch. If it is a child ID, then only we need to switch to that particular child window. So that is the reason why we are getting the capturing this parent ID at the beginning. So once we get this parent ID, then we can navigate to the child IDs using the ID, child IDs. Now you want to open, first you want to open the links in new tabs. For that, first you need to capture all the links which are present in that web page. In order to collect all the links which are present in that website, first you need to find the elements by tag name A, right? So in order to get all the links, first you need to get find the elements whose tag name is A. So it will return, so till here it will return all the web elements in this home page whose tag name is A. Whose tag name is A, it will return all those web elements. Once it returned all the web elements, now you are passing it to a stream to perform the filtration and mapping. Okay, so web element means it will return the complete tag, right? A tag, complete A tag, or with all the attributes, with all the values, so everything it will return. So these things, web elements, we are passing it to a stream. Once we pass it to a stream, we can perform the filter operation. So in this filter, what we are doing, we are getting the display text. And if the display text is blank, that means it is empty. If the display text is empty, we are not going to perform the click operation on it, and we are not going to that particular window and do it, whatever we want. So we are filtering out all those kind of things. So if the get text is blank, we are filtering, we are removing that elements from the collection. We are filtering them from our collection. If the display text is blank, once we filter out all these things, I think we have seen this example in our previous session for Amazon website, right? Okay. I think it should be clear for you till here. Till here, you clear. Now, once the filtration is done, we have removed all the elements whose display text is blank. We are mapping, like web element, we are mapping with href. That means, um, so you got some web elements here. Web element means complete A tag with all the attributes, not only href, it may have other attributes as well. It's like ID or whatever it might be. So it will have the attributes and it will have the display text. Okay. The web element means you will capture entire thing from here till here. So instead of this entire thing, what I want only this value. I want only this particular value. I don't want entire tag. I want only this particular href attribute value. Why? Because this href attribute only will have the link. So whenever you click on this particular tag, which link has to be opened, that information will be available in this href attribute. So what I am doing, I am mapping this web element. So this web element I am mapping to the correspondent href attribute value. So whatever this attribute value is there, that particular value I am mapping. So instead of this web element, I am taking only this particular value. I don't want the rest of the things. I want only this link information I want. I want to get first all the links available in this web page. So for that is the reason, instead of taking this complete web element, I just took the href value, href attribute value of this particular tag. So this I can do it by using the map in the stream. So if you use the map, X means this web element. In this web element, I want only, so get attribute of href. So now X means web element. Instead of taking, we are mapping this web element. We are mapping it to a web element. We are mapping it to the attribute value of href. Href attribute value we are getting. So finally, we will get only the links. Only the links we will get, right? So this is what we are doing the here in this line. So once you get all the links here, we are collecting into a collection. So in this list, we are capturing all the links present in that web page. So now LI will contain only the links which are associated with the anchor tag. So if you go here, if you inspect this one, let me take all the A tags. Let me check once. Use this inspect. Okay, now let me check this one. income tax, HRF. Sorry, let me check this. This is an image tag. See, if you see here, for all the A tags, HREF attribute will have the link which it has to open, right? Whenever you click on this, what is the thing that needs to be opened will be available in the HREF attribute. So there are other attributes apart from HREF, target, what is the display text, what is the event that is going to happen. So all the other things I don't want. I want just this link, whatever is the link available here, that link I want to capture. So if you simply use this thing till here, if you use, it will return you all the web elements. So again, what you have to do, this web elements get attribute, you have to store in one more collection. Instead of that, what I am doing here is, so if you don't want to use this one, you can simply write like this. Store all these web elements. Okay. Collectors dot as to list. Here it will collect all the web elements. So it will collect all the web elements. Once you collect all these web elements, now you want the links to open. Link, that particular link you want, right? So in order to open it, so what you will do again, you will create one more list like this of string uh, li1 or I'll say links. Okay, is equal to li dot stream of no, you cannot use like this. You need to use for loop and get attribute like is equal to li dot stream dot map. One second. So something like this you will use. You need to use again for mapping. So getting the attribute of HREF, you need to use like this. Or if you want directly to do this in this for loop. So here you have web elements. So you will get this web element, and in this web element you can use get attribute of HREF. Okay. So for that particular web element, whatever the HREF attribute is there, it will return the link. That link will be opened in a new window. So this is how you can get the links available in that which are associated with the anchor tag. Once you get that all web elements, you want to open it in a new window. In order to open it, you need to use the JavaScript executor. In JavaScript executor execute method, you can use this command window.open arguments of 0. This is the command that you need to run. What is arguments of 0? HREF attribute, whatever link you want. So instead of that, if you want to provide the link like this, https www.gmail.com. So this link will be opened by using this JavaScript executor command with like this. If you want to open this in a new window, if you want to open this link in a new window, you can use this JavaScript executor line command like this. This link will be opened in a new window. Okay, this is how you can give. So instead of giving like this, what I give, li dot get of I dot get attribute of HREF. For this attribute, get the value and open it in the new window. So once we are opening all these windows, so instead of opening all the links, I am just opening 10 links for demonstrating how it will work. So if you want to open all the links, no need to give the initialization and condition like this, just use for each loop and you can open all the links. For demonstrating, I just opened 10 links here. So that is why I gave the condition one I is equal to 10 to 20. Once they are open, it will take some time for all the links to launch, right? So that is why I use this thread.sleep. I use this thread.sleep in order for all the links to at least load, for all the pages to load. For that reason, I use thread.sleep for 5 seconds. So until that time, all the links will be open and they will be launched. So once the windows are open, we need to first get the IDs of the child windows. So that is the reason we use this driver dot get window handles. It will return all the IDs of the children, including the parent ID. Including parent ID, it will return all the children. So we are iterating through all these IDs. If the ID is equal to the parent window, so this child get window handles will return the parent ID also. If it is parent ID, no need to perform the switch, right? So that is the reason we are giving this condition. If ID dot equals to parent ID, then don't perform anything. If it is not equal to parent ID, that means it is a child ID, then you driver dot switch to dot window of ID. We are switching to the child window. Once you switch, we are printing the title of that page. Once we print, we do the action, whatever we want in that page, in that window, and then we are closing that particular window. Okay. Any doubts? Management, is it clear?
Here mainly what HREF contains?
The link which has to be opened. See, whenever you are performing a click on this particular anchor tag, so this is an anchor tag, right? Let me show you. So this is the anchor tag. That means whenever you click on this particular thing, whenever you are clicking on this particular link, it will open something, right? So I am clicking on this. It will open a new thing, right? So which page it is opening, that information, that link will be available in the HREF attribute.
Okay.
In anchor tag attribute, what has to be opened when you perform a click? Which link has to be opened? That information will be present in that HREF attribute. So that is why we are getting that attribute value and performing that. So
but no need to give any information. Without information, directly it will go to the HREF. What we are
See, first we are getting the anchor tags. So what and all are anchor tags available in this page? We are getting all those anchor tags. Once we get all the anchor tags, it is easy for us to get some attribute value, right? We have this method, get attribute of HREF.
Okay.
It will return the content which is present in this HREF attribute.
Okay.
So that means we are getting the link here. Link we are getting that we are opening it in a new window.
Okay. Thank you.
Others, do you have any doubt? Shall we go to the next one? Okay. The next one is broken links. Suppose in a page or anywhere, like if you want to check if the link is proper and it is working fine or it is broken, that means that the link is no more in use. Sometimes you will get 404 unavailable page whenever you click on something. So in that case, if you want to check if the link is proper or if it is broken or not, in that case we use this method. So this is the most important interview question. How can you find if the link is broken or if it is working fine or not? So in that case, we need to use some methods. So Selenium has already provided some methods. So no need to perform even the click. So till now we have performed the click on, so we opened all those links and checked, right? So till now, whatever we have done is we got the HREF attribute. We opened that link in a new tab and we checked if it is working fine or not. Now, using this broken links methods, so Selenium has provided some methods and some classes to check if the link is broken or not. So in order, no need to even open also. No need to open a link, but without opening that link, there are some methods to check if the link is working fine or not. So for that, what we have to do is first we need to collect all the links which are present, and then we need to send HTTPS request for the link and read HTTPS response code. We need to send the request with this link. We are sending a link and requesting to check if this link is fine or not. if it is fine, it will return the response saying that there are some codes based on the response code output of it. There are some codes which say, if you see some of the error message 404 page not found, that is the code, that is the response code. If it is 404, that means page is not working fine. If it is something between 500 or something like that, that means code is not, the link is not fine. I will show you what and all are the response codes. If you open here, HTTPS response codes. Okay. Okay. See, if the response code is in between 100 and 199, that is informational responses. The responses are related to information. Okay. If it is in between 200 to 299, that means it is a successful response. Then whatever you are sending the request, that is success. Okay. That is the thing you need to remember. If it is in between 300 to 399, it is redirection messages. You are redirecting to some other thing. Okay, that is the thing. If it is in between 400 to 499, if the response code is in between 400 to 499, that means it is a client error. There is some error in the client side. At the requesting side, there is some error. If it is in between 500 to 599, that is the issue at the server side. Server side error. Okay, that is server side error means, so you are sending the request to the server to do that particular task. If the server has some issues, then it will return the code in between 500 to 599. If there is any issue at the client side, that at the requesting side, if there are any issue at the client side, then it will return the code in between 400 to 499. So these are the response codes. It in between these values only, that means in between 100 and 599 only, it will return the response. So in between 500, 100 and 500 only, the response codes will be there. Based on the response code, whatever it is returning, if it is returning in between 100 and 199, it means it is an informational response. If it is returning from 200 to 299, it means a successful response. If it is in between 300 to 399, it is a redirection response. If it is in between 400 and 499, there is some issue at the client side. If it is in between 500 to 599, it is some issue at the server side. Okay. So based on the response code, if it is a successful response, if it is returning 200 means it is okay. It is okay. The link is okay. If it is 201 means it is created. If it is 202 means it is accepted. Like this, you have a lot of things. No need to remember all these things. You can remember only few things. The first one is okay. If it is returning okay, means if it is returning 200 means that is okay. So mainly keep this one in mind. If it is not okay, if it is some issue, you can remember these things from 400. 400 means bad request. You are requesting something which is bad. That means it is not available or something like that. If you are requesting for, if the response code is 401, that means unauthorized. Because that means you are not authorized to open that link. You need to provide username or password, like something like that, in order to open that particular link. So based on the response code, whatever we get, we can distinguish what is the error type. If that link is working fine or not, if it is authorized or not, if it is bad request, or see if it is 402 means the payment is required in order to access that particular link. You need to pay something to access that particular link. If it is 403 means forbidden, means you cannot access it. Okay. 404 means the link is not found. That particular link is not available anymore. So you have to see all these things. 408 means request timeout. So whatever request you have sent, it is taking a lot of time to access it. So it got timeout to access that particular URL. So these are the codes. No need to remember all of these things. You can remember just these ranges. This ranges. If you are getting any number between 200 and 299, that means it is a successful one. Okay, you can remember that one. If there are some issues, you will get the response codes from 400 to 599. Okay, so these things you need to remember before working on that thing. So no need to open the links in new windows and check if it is working fine or not. You can just send this request, HTTPS request, You can send this HTTPS request by sending the link, whatever you want to test. So once you send that request, you will get HTTPS response. Based on the response code, you can uh, one second. Okay. So based on the response code, based on the output of this response, you can say that if the link is working fine or not. Okay. Once if the link is in order to get that response code, you use this method. First, you need to establish a connection with the HTTP. Once the connection is established, the client can request the server. That means there should be a connection between the client and server in order to perform this request and response. So that you can establish using this HTTP URL connection. Using this connection, you can establish a connection between the client and server. Once the connection is established, you can send the request and get the response. That response, you can get it using the cn.getResponseCode method. This is the method where you can get the response. Once you get the response, you can, based on the output of this response code, you can tell if the link is working fine or not. Okay. We will see this, how it works in the next session. So this is the theoretical part, how you can check if the link is broken or not. This is the most important interview question. They'll ask you how you can find if a link is broken or not. In a particular web page, how you can find broken links. This is how you can find. No need to open all the links. You can just use this class, HTTP URL connection class, to establish a connection between the client and server. We are requesting it. So we will be the code, whatever we are writing, that will be the client side, and HTTP side, it will be the server. So once the connection is established, you can send the request with this URL, with this link, and the response will be returned by using this method. You can use this method to get the response. Once you get the response, based on the output of this, you can say if the link is working fine or not. The coding part, we'll see it in the next session. Okay. So this is till now. If you have any doubts, you can ask. How we handle multiple windows. Okay. And how we work with broken links, we'll see it in the next session. Any doubts till now?